Hey everybody, welcome back to We Are Podcast Network. This is We Are Era, Season 2, Episode 1, Marvel Movies, Phase 1. If this is your first time checking out the podcast, thank you so much. Please go to your favorite podcast app, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, or iTunes, and give We Are Podcast a like. And if you get a chance, head over to our social media. All links can be found in the description. We're at Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at /We Are Podcast. With that said, on to the podcast.
We are Error.
Thank you.
La la la, you whore.
Yeah, give me your phone.
Come on, man.
Because you're already distracted by it.
How am I distracted
You
by
didn't
it?
even watch the movies. We gotta jump in and talk about them.
I didn't watch the movies because of this.
Give me.
Yeah, we know. You didn't watch the movies because of that.
No.
Yeah.
I was busy with life events.
You could have fit in Iron Man at least.
I've
We
seen
also
Iron
would
Man
have
and Iron Man
accepted, this is not the reason that I did not watch the movies.
2. That is not the reason I did not watch the movies.
Well, it's too late now. You're just repeating what I said.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because you're too busy looking at your goddamn phone.
Yeah.
I like talking to ladies.
No, you don't. You like looking at pictures of them on Instagram going, oh,
First
she's
of all, that
pretty.
was an actual picture of a woman that I was talking to.
Oh, she's pretty.
She is pretty.
I heard that like 5 times in a course of 30 seconds.
If you were in a court and like sitting there and they were like trying to ask you questions, you'd be like, "Oh, this one's pretty." Javi, can you please,
Yeah. Sir, if you could just put down the phone and just put your hand on the Bible.
Yeah.
No, I've got the Bible app right here. I'll just put it on my phone. Does that work?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the We Are Air podcast.
Oh, we're
This
starting?
is you son of a gun. Where it's a podcast. I gotta restart, I guess.
Jesus.
Anyhow, yes, podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the We Are
Wait, we're
Air.
starting again?
God
Oh,
damn it!
are we
no.
starting?
We already started.
You know what? We're going to start for the second season. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the We Are Air
Also, now we're
podcast.
starting. Okay, we got it.
You gotta let us know whenever we're starting it.
Starting now.
Now?
You do the intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the We Are Air podcast. No, you do. I can't.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the We Are Air podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the We Are Air podcast,
This opening
where we
is an
talk
error.
about movies and the such.
And
Whatever the fuck I want to talk about.
and the such and the so on.
Oh, you know what? Fuck it. You do it, Duck.
All right, we're good to go. This is season 2, the very beginning, and we are excited to start again, and I am fucking mad excited about this week's topic. This is Duck. I'm here with
Jake.
and
Javi.
And ladies and gentlemen, what is the We Are Air podcast? It is a podcast where we talk about movies, entertainment, whatever the fuck we want to talk about. And this week, we're going to start with movie news!
Movie news!
Do Whitley Wong.
Whitley Wong. I love the Whitley Wongs. All right, so what are we going to start with? Confirmed Avengers Endgame runtime officially makes it the longest Marvel movie ever. Take a guess on how long this bitch is.
3 minutes and 3 hours, 3 minutes.
3 minutes? That is correct.
Yeah.
It is going to be 3 minutes, and we're all going to pay to
Yeah.
go see it.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be Thanos snaps
Snap it
again.
one more time, and the other half's done.
Let's go. And
Yeah.
it wasn't. That's what the end game is. He's like,
Right.
fucking win.
Yeah, that's
Done.
the real twist
He's-
that Marvel's throwing at us.
And we would all just be like, you know what? I really like.
But
That's why they're only showing 2 minutes of footage.
2 hours and 58 minutes of black and credits.
Fuck yeah. Done. And we're just like the nothingness, and then we have to sit there and think about our
Yeah,
lives.
exactly. We're in a void.
And then we just start doing a podcast in
Yeah.
the theater. We're like, you know what? I really liked it. Fuck it.
It was a thinker.
3 hours and 10 minutes.
Okay, you said 303.
307.
302. It's 302. My bad. I read it as I was just saying.
This is Price is Right. We both lost.
Yeah, it's 182 minutes exactly. Doesn't matter. I don't know. With
You got
Fuck
people
it.
complaining, man.
dude, about what?
The one time.
Why?
Who?
Because
I
it's
don't
not long
fucking know.
enough?
Yeah.
I know. I said the
Yo.
director's cut of the Abyss 3 times. I can sit through this.
I like 3-hour movies. I sat
Yeah.
through the fucking supercut of fucking Watchmen.
So that's the runtime. I do want to say also that I am fucking wicked excited, and that's what we're kind of leading up to with these podcasts, though. So,
Dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 dun.
And I teared up just a little bit as you did that, just thinking about it.
Every time you hear it, man, it's
Yeah.
like fucking.
It's grown on me.
Yeah.
I was going to talk about it later, but it legit has grown on me.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that theme is in the same
So
as Star Wars
powerful.
and fucking
Yeah.
Indiana Jones. Just
Yeah.
anything John Williams ever made.
It actually took a little bit for it to grow on me. Also, I remember sitting the first one, and I'm like, it's a good movie, but hearing that music, it didn't really do anything for me because it didn't have the power behind it now that
Right.
it does.
Yeah,
So.
I agree with you 100%. So Kevin Smith, who I am a fan of, and I think you guys are too, is filming in Louisiana right now, Jay and Silent Bob reboot. The one person who hasn't said if they're going to be in that movie is the Fleck. And he actually said something. In response to being asked about Jay and Silent Bob reboot, he goes, I haven't been asked to make an appearance, but you never know. There's still time, he said. We'll see. I think it was up to me. I would rather do Holden than Shannon, but I would defer to Kevin. So he doesn't want to be the guy who fucks people in the uncomfortable
well,
place.
I mean,
Like the back of
so
a Volkswagen.
Yeah.
he just gave away a plot point right there. Kevin wanted them to run in, so he's going to bring back Mallrats characters into this. It's going to be a full encompassing of everything.
Right. And have you guys been watching The Road to Reboot at all?
Here and there.
Yeah.
I haven't watched a lot of them.
Every time he releases one, I check it out, and a lot of the stuff they're doing is interesting. Like, literally, the Girl Squad, they're doing that again.
Yeah.
But they're diversifying because it's 2019.
Right.
And the one girl is deaf. It just cracks me up. And, all that stuff that they're doing. So hopefully he'll come back. There was a couple years ago, somebody asked him a question about Kevin Smith. He goes, he's a true friend. I just haven't seen him. Evidently, they had this is drama that we don't need to talk about, but they had a falling out because Jennifer Garner hated Kevin Smith.
Oh, wow.
She just fucking
Really?
despised him. Yeah, Kevin Smith has said in the podcast before, he's like, when I say his wife didn't like me, I mean his wife did not like me. And that's
Wow.
pretty much why we don't talk. He goes, but that is what it is.
That's crazy.
But they're divorced now, right?
Yeah, so they can be friends again. Unless she's gonna call him up and be like, what are you doing, Ben?
Yeah.
Nothing.
I want you back. I want you back.
And then the fucking, do you remember when Cartman had the Jennifer Lopez? Jennifer Lopez! The tacos and burritos! Oh my god. Dude, we were in high school and I used to, all the time, I'd see Ben walking down the other way and be like, tacos de quesadillas! Burrito! Oh, don't ignore me, Ben! Fucking love doing it. So, also, pretty much all of our news is going to be superhero news, as it always is, but we're going to continue with the Avengers kind of shit and go back and forth. DC, Marvel, DC.
Yeah.
But Paul Rudd has revealed his secret to not aging. Let's face it, Paul Rudd hasn't not aged in 20, 30 years.
Okay, so wait, is it vampirism or money?
Or is it, that's what, he's drinking the money shakes.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it. I always think it's a painting somewhere of you that is very old. It's a Dorian Gray situation. You know about that. With your love of those
The
books.
secretary.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to take the bait for
I'm
this
gonna,
one.
all right, fine.
Alright.
Just saying.
Because that joke proves that you fucking knew what I was talking about the whole time. All you sons of bitches.
So did you watch those movies?
What movies?
You know.
Oh my god, let's promote the movie news, please.
He did not watch those movies. Those movies being Marvel Phase 1 that Doug assigned us all to watch. The other ones, he's definitely fucking watched.
So wait, you weren't watching Iron Man, but you were watching Dorian Gray fucking get choked,
Oh my
choked like that turtle.
Smell the glove.
No. Did you share the picture of the turtle on
No.
We Are Air? Share it on We Are Air on Facebook
Yeah.
so they can see the picture of this turtle. And it's fucking covered. It was an ad for don't throw your trash away, keep it in your house, become a hoarder. And literally it's like a turtle with a bag over his head. And Javi sends us the picture and goes, does he look like he's in pure ecstasy? Or is it just and it does!
That's a kinky fucking joke
Yeah.
right there.
Dude,
Like a latex mask over it.
Oh, I couldn't stop laughing every time I looked at him, just like...
Good
So,
God.
go to the Facebook, find the picture, just imagine it going... Alright, so the secret to his not aging, he says that... he goes, I'm 80 years old inside.
So we're talking about Dorian Gray?
Yeah. Paul Rudd, the Dorian Gray. He goes, I use a lot of moisturizer. I only bring this up to say, does anyone here use moisturizer?
Yeah.
It fucking works, doesn't it?
Yeah.
There's a Bill Burr skit about that.
Yes.
He's like, white people
Yeah,
didn't
that's
know
the
they were
main
actually-"
reason why.
Yes.
But before that, My mom used to do cosmetic sales, and she used to give me like face lotions, like put it on.
Yeah.
Like my face is itchy in the winter. Put your lotion on.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it fucking works,
Yeah.
dude. Who knew? That's why I have a big thing of coconut butter back there. I'm
That's
talking
why
like a
most white
jar.
people-
Your
Dicks
dick
look
must
brand
look
new.
like it's
Oh,
like
dude.
12.
That has nothing to do with the coconut butter. It just never grew.
Oh.
Oh, sad.
It's sad.
No, but it's like a young 12-year-old cock.
Yeah, but it's pierced.
Yeah.
Yeah, ladies. It's pierced. If anyone believes I'm going to have to pierce it this week. Actually, you know what's fucked up? It is. Actually,
Your dick is pierced?
yeah, there was a, I guess from jerking off so much, I put a hole in it, so I can actually put a piece of jewelry in it if I want to. I used to do it all the time, now I think about it.
Wait.
Fuck, I haven't thought about that in years. I gotta go get bar.
Wait.
He used to have
My-
his cock pierced.
Oh, you used to have your
No,
dick
I never did. That's the thing.
You wore a hole through your fucking dick
That's
from
what I think
jacking it
happened.
so much?
I think happened because, like a long time ago, a girlfriend went down on me. She's like, "It's like a little hole down here." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Yeah, it's a pee hole. What are you
Yeah.
She goes, "No, there's another one." She goes, "I think I can put jewelry through this." I was like, "All right," and she did. Yeah.
So you're telling me
I
that
forgot
your
about
dick has a stoma?
I don't know what that is, but I guess.
It's a smoker's hole. They get right here.
That's when I
You
come.
gotta
It goes ski ski.
You got a fucking dick tracheotomy.
a long time about to ejaculate.
I would love to get fucking dick pierced. Though.
Here comes
I
the
mean,
money.
other than that,
Why?
why wouldn't I? You wouldn't do it?
Fuck no.
You wouldn't do it?
No comment.
Yeah, he's done it. He knows. He knows what's up. Like I said, if it was a big dick, I'd get a fucking barcode on the side of it and scan that shit at the store and stuff like that, dude. Every time, be like,
Walking through the fucking TSA. All right. Here it comes.
I can't wait. Oh, it's gonna be
No,
good.
you're fine, sir.
No, I'm not. I got a
Look,
bomb.
it's the 7th time you've been here this week. We're not taking any flights. You just come in here, you get dinged, and you drop your pants in front of
Oh,
everybody.
God, I hope you don't have to make me drop trout.
Yeah.
I just want you to look at it.
Yeah. You get your ding ding ding. Let me see your asshole, sir.
Oh, shit. Okay, I want to talk about this. Zack Snyder explains what led to Batman vs. Superman's infamous Martha scene. And I always just bring it up because of that conversation we had in the garage about the Martha scene. And you explained it to me. And when Jake explained it, it fucking worked. Like, he hit that shit. I was just like, damn it, yeah, that sounds cool as fuck. And then I saw the movie and I was like, no, Jake, that wasn't that good. He said basically they made the connection, of course, which we didn't make that connection.
Everybody missed that fucking connection and walked out of the movie like, well, I got, fuck, yeah, man, their moms are named Martha.
Yeah.
But it's not like enough to go like, that's why he switched over?
It didn't
because he
work.
heard the name?
It
Like,
honestly just didn't work in the movie is what it was because I'm like,
oh, on
this-
paper, it's great.
Oh, yeah, but I was
But
like,
you have to
this
have
shit's
all that backstory.
The only other thing that bothered me about that scene is fucking Amy Adams runs out of nowhere and she's like, that's his mom.
mother.
That's his mom.
It's his Martha.
And I'm like, what the fuck is this bitch doing here?
Yeah.
Like, and it looked like she ran a long fucking way.
Oh, no.
Like, evidently from fucking Superman, she got a little bit of that Superman come up in her and got a little bit of super speed.
So he can fucking hear her underwater for miles away, go fly and save her, but he can't hear his mom going in a room in downtown
That's true.
fucking Metropolis. Like, what the fuck?
What? Yeah. Fuck that movie. Anyhow. It's alright, though.
I like that movie.
It's alright in some spots.
I can tear it apart.
You
but
know what's weird is, like I said, the first time I saw it, I hated it.
Yeah.
But after
the more I watch it, the more I like
the
it.
more I think about it, the more I like it. There are good scenes in that fucking movie.
Yeah.
There really are. But they were going to take it to the extreme. They thought about, and they even put this out there, the idea of having Martha Wayne lose her memory, go into a witness relocation program, and end up being Martha in Kansas.
Oh my god!
Fuck
and they're
that.
half brothers.
Yes. Fuck
Well,
that
they
shit.
wouldn't be half brothers because
Yeah.
Martha's not his real mom. So, but step brothers.
Yeah, that's why I was like, fuck that situation. So I'm so happy they didn't do that.
Yeah, cool. Thanks, Zach.
Chris Evans' favorite superhero and the person that he initially wanted to play. Do you guys know who it was?
I want to say fool.
Nope.
I'm going
Hawkeye?
to.
I mean, he played a bunch of people before that. He played the Human Torch and
the losers.
The Losers, yeah,
That's
which was
DC,
based
right?
on a comic book. What else? He was he was
Push.
Casey Jones in the animated movie for the TMNT.
Yeah.
He originally, and he said this in an interview. He said, "When I was growing up, I liked things like Looney Tunes, and I would have to say Batman." He goes, "I mean, you look at those Michael Keaton movies; those are pretty big. So yeah, I'll say
He
Batman.
would make a good Bruce Wayne.
Wouldn't
so
he?
if he fucking dies out at the end of Endgame,
Wouldn't
He
that
can
be
step
crazy?
in line to fill in for the Batman coming up. That would be fucking
And
dope.
he's good enough that I think he could play as a completely different character. And move it all
yeah,
by.
definitely. It was in fucking Not Another Teen Movie.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
love
so
that
if you
movie
watch
so
that,
much.
you watch him now, like, obviously the guy's got range.
Oh, yeah.
Like, so...
And the thing is with Captain America, his sense of humor, he does not bring. That guy is witty as fuck.
Yeah.
And like, you can see the charisma. I don't know how he does it. Personally, he doesn't really pull it back. He just plays it different. Captain America, Steve Rogers, is a character he's playing.
Yes.
Because you see him in anything else, like that guy can go places. So, a third Bill and Ted movie has been confirmed. Did you guys see that?
I saw the video, yeah.
What do you guys think? Are you excited about that?
Yeah, I think it'll be good.
Bill
Well,
and
it comes
Ted.
out, like, August.
2020.
Oh, okay. But
I'm
still.
pretty sure Keanu Reeves is not aged because Alex Winters looks old.
Yeah, he looks like
And
the old
Keanu-
grandma from Bill and Ted 2.
And Keanu
Yeah,
Reeves
he
just
does.
Keanu Reeves still looks the same just with facial hair.
Yeah, but once
gray
again-
facial hair
Gray
now.
facial hair.
That's because he drinks the blood of Paul Rudd.
That's right.
I couldn't even get it out.
Yes, sir.
Him
Nailed
and
it.
oh god. So yeah. So sorry, that makes me so happy. Also, anytime Alex Winters comes up, watch the movie Freaked. Just watch it.
Freak.
Go look on YouTube. You can find it right now.
It's on
Freaked.
actually, yeah, it's on
Freaked
YouTube.
is one of the best fucking
Whoa.
movies ever. If you've never seen it, you've got to watch it today. Period. Done.
When I was a kid, that
Zygoth
movie used to scare the
41.
shit out of
I
me.
heard that shit was lethal.
I love Zygoth 41.
When I was a kid, that movie scared the shit out of me. I thought it was like a legit horror movie when I was a kid.
Oh, dude, I
It was a legit. Did it make you scared?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That it was a legit
But
horror
then when
movie.
I got older, I realized, oh, this is
At the end, when she's
funny.
like, "I'm gonna drink
Yeah.
your blood."
The part that always scared me is whenever they went to the Elijah C. Scruggs like Museum of Oddity and Freaks or whatever, and they had the petting zoo, and then they had the heavy petting zoo. As the guy making out with the goat on the couch. I was like, oh!
I like what was it? The death
little-
of Sockhead.
oh,
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so good. Who's voiced by Bobcat.
Right.
Like, hey, come on, man.
They took the sock off his head.
So fucking funny.
And he like coughed up blood.
So not only are they bringing back Bill and Ted, which is Face of Music, but also William Sadler will return to play Death again. He was in Freaked. He played the bad guy, the main.
No, he
main
didn't.
villain.
That was
wasn't it?
Randy Quaid.
No. I'm talking about the guy who was part of the.
Oh,
the
yeah,
business,
the CEO or whatever.
Yeah, William
Yeah.
Sadler is an amazing character actor.
He got turned
And,
into a
like,
giant shoe or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah, I didn't realize until today he played Death in
You
Bill and
know
Ted too. No, I didn't know
I
that.
liked him in Demon Knight.
Never
Tales
saw
from
that.
the Crypt.
He's amazing. He's just one of those perfect character actors.
Bad guy in Die Hard 2.
Oh, dude, he's fucking. Is he?
Yeah.
That was Sadler.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Which one's the best Die Hard? You guys think?
Die Hard.
3.
3? I think Die Hard is the best.
With a Vengeance is a close second.
Well, that was the first I ever saw in theaters,
Yeah.
so that one's like.
Yeah, it's got a special spot, nostalgia.
I've never seen Die Hard 5.
But I mean,
I refuse to watch anything past 3.
yeah, 4 is alright. It's got Kevin Smith.
yeah,
in
it's
it.
got
I
Kevin
know.
Smith in it.
That's about it, though. I can't be its only saving grace.
Speaking of which, who are
I mean,
they?
it is.
I think that they should get him to play Rufus now. Not Rufus, surely, but maybe the son of Rufus. Why wouldn't you get Kevin Smith to play that part? George Carlin would be fine with it.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that would
Definitely.
be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And the way he looks now.
Yeah.
But I really think that would be killer if they got Kevin Smith to play Rufus.
That
now.
makes total sense. I didn't even think about it.
there was
I was actually wondering how they were going to do it without George Carlin, but then I just thought, well, they're probably going to fucking Princess Leia it or fucking Grand Moff Tarkin it or something.
Well, they say that they're going to pay homage to him at the end of the movie, to the point where somebody said when they read the script, the way they do it made them cry.
Oh, okay.
So, the ending
shit.
paying
Good.
homage to Rufus will be the big thing that happens. That's why I wondered, in the back of my head, I'm like, they haven't announced what's going on. They've always said they'd probably do the daughter, and that was the version that they would do. But I think Kevin Smith, that would be the perfect continuation of that. Plus, man, the fan cred on that, nerds love him. So
Yeah.
you add that to it, just another reason to see the movie. Which, by the way, I don't know why they waited so long. They've tried every year to make this fucking movie. I'm happy it's finally happening.
I think it's because Alex Winter has had nothing to do but to write the script and try to get it off the ground, whereas Keanu Reeves is constantly filming and doing movies.
Did you guys see John Wick's third trailer?
Yeah.
John Wick 3?
Yeah.
Man, I've never seen a John Wick movie, and I cannot wait to watch all of them.
Dude.
Fucking
The John Wick
can't
movie,
wait!
I don't. It's weird how both of them have become so fucking legendary so quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking insane.
I can't wait to watch
Yeah,
it.
they're really good.
I want to
And
watch
it's-
that in the
It's
rain.
just so fucking hilarious
I
at the
think
same time.
I think it's because he's really doing that shit on the screen. He's doing his own stunts.
Yeah.
He's doing his own fucking choreography.
Did you see the video of him actually practicing?
No.
Dude, holy
insane.
shit. It's fucking insane.
Yeah.
He's actually handling guns, doing all that shit. and he's moving like with insane precision.
Yeah.
Do you think that
He is John
Yeah,
Wick.
he is.
Do you think all that Matrix training trained him to do that shit?
This is like well beyond the Matrix shit.
Yeah. He was already doing like martial arts shit back then, but he really stepped up his game whenever he got the John Wick role. And there's like all this background footage, like he shoots in 3-gun competitions and like different style shootings and shit like
I think-
that. So
Nice.
My favorite John Wick meme was just like after Thanos snaps, and like Thanos snaps, then John Wick says, "Where's my dogs?"
Yeah.
When his ass.
Did you guys hear about the students who remade Alien in a high school play? I sent you
you
guys
sent me the
video.
link earlier. I didn't have a chance to
Oh my
watch
god!
it.
Watch it.
Pull it up and watch it real quick.
It looks so insane, that alien.
Yeah, that ass you're looking at on that phone. I know you are. I saw you type like 5 things. You need to type things. Give me that.
Hold on,
Give
wait.
me, no, give me
Look
that.
at his phone.
Jake's taking this serious. Oh.
Right? Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm just going to stare at Javi in anger as he goes for a couple asses as he can.
First of all, I'm texting now.
fucking dope.
Yeah, isn't that crazy,
that was
though?
dope.
So basically, these kids put on a stage play, and they made everything in the stage. They used it recycled stuff, or they literally used garbage
that's
and stuff
fucking
like
cool.
that.
Yeah.
But these kids, they used whatever they could, though, to create this stage play. And the fucking alien, like the outfits look
Yeah.
cool as shit. The egg opened up, the face hugger came out and gave him, and then fucking the alien suit looked like crazy good. Like, I couldn't believe this shit.
Yeah.
So it's all around the internet right now, but definitely, I say go check out the video. This just makes me want to create something now, because I'm just like, oh, these kids can do it, I can do it too.
No, that's fucking badass, though. These kids really did put in a bunch of fucking work on this shit. Definitely check it out.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome. I want to talk a little bit more Marvel news, though. Soon, Wolverine's healing may soon be possible, and it's parentheses, yes, really. So, genetic engineering, we all know that they've been doing this. They've been splicing stuff in the genome, DNA, CRISPR, all that shit.
Yeah.
Frogs are gay!
Yeah.
They're turning on frogs gay!
Geneticists are making
How long
real-life Wolverines!
How long was he waiting? Because he was just like, there's my opportunity.
I didn't get to do it last time! I felt so left out!
Oh, that was a good call.
They're trying to, right now, mess with DNA so that they can create basically what lizards can do, how they can regrow tails and shit like that. Worms, how they can be cut in half and regrow. They're trying to figure out how to do that with human beings. And they're also, on top of that, remember we were reading about this a couple years ago? They created a gel that basically can regrow skin and organs. It's along the same lines as that.
Right. Well, like open wounds, they put that gel in.
And instead of having to stitch it up,
it seals itself.
Exactly. And they were trying to get that FDA approved. And also, they have a topical cream now that they've been talking about. That it's topical cream, or you can take it orally. Well, that sounded terrible the way I said it. But it will stop. It will stop aging. And it's ducks cum. Who wants it?
I'll stop aging. I mean, why not?
We might see in the next 20 years that they might stop death. I mean, other than like something terrible happens.
Look, so this
like you
has
get
been
murdered.
like the dream of man since the dawn of man. How do we make our lives longer? How do we live forever? Like, it's only a matter of time that it was coming here. Like, they were already taking so many strides. Even all of our sci-fi movies that we watch, everything. It's all, but, like, they had this technology in there where this is happening. I personally want a fucking flying car, but yeah, let's live forever. Fuck it. Watch the world fucking... Why do you want to live forever when the world is going to fucking die, like, in the next 100, 200 years,
suck,
you know?
we do that.
I'm just saying, it just sounds brutal. That sounds insanely boring. Why? Just, who will want to live forever?
Because of all the pussy you can get.
Vampires.
Nope. Nope, that is not strong enough
New
for me.
pussy every year.
No.
Pussy.
No, that sounds awful.
You don't want new pussy every year.
I want to be fucking dead.
But if you think about that, then we'd just be overpopulating the fucking earth, and it would be fucking get to death even quicker.
Yeah. New pussy every year.
Yeah, I don't have to live to see this shit.
No, so what we're looking at is Marvel fans can earn up to $1,000 for watching every MCU film. We have signed up for this thing, and we will not be approved for it, but we are about to watch every MCU fucking film anyhow.
Why are we
talk
not
to
going to
you
get
about
approved for it?
Because we don't have the
There's
social
a
media to follow.
shit ton of stipulations. I was reading it. It's fucking ridiculous.
So
You
basically
pretty much have to have no life.
This company was basically giving
And be rich.
$1,000 to somebody who wanted to watch all 20 movies and tweet about it, basically to put out the name of the company.
Yeah.
It was a genius idea. We are not going to qualify for it, but we are going to fucking talk about these movies because fuck it. We watched Phase 1. Well, some of us watch Phase 1.
You hear that,
Some
Marvel?
of us
You don't gotta pay us when we rewatch.
Yeah, you
these
hear that,
movies.
Marvel? Some of us
Yeah.
watch Phase 1.
Yeah, some.
So I watched all of them. Jake, you said you made it through the majority, excluding the Incredible Hulk.
Yep.
And Javi, how many did you make it through?
Well, I saw Iron Man 2 on USA.
Shame.
On
Shame.
USA?
And Iron Man 3.
You watched it on USA,
No, I'm
right?
making a joke. I don't have cable.
What's
You don't have
cable?
cable?
Cable.
You don't have cable?
Cable.
I don't got cable.
You don't have a cable?
I don't have cable.
You don't have cable.
I'm the last cable.
So these movies are pretty fresh in my mind, Jake. Also, Javi,
Yeah.
you remember them enough.
Yeah,
to talk
yeah.
about.
They're,
So fuck
they're
it.
my memories.
Yeah.
So, Phase 1. So we're going to start with Iron Man. Dun,
Should we go in like
dun,
chronological
dun,
order to start with Cap?
What? No. We're starting with the way they were released. By the way, we need to decide right now. Is Hulk, Ang Lee's Hulk, part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
No.
Are we sure?
Yeah.
Because there are references to it in the other movies, I feel.
Go ahead.
The fact that...
I
we'll get
think they do that as homage, but I'm pretty sure Marvel has officially stated that it's not part of their canon.
there. Okay.
But I think there are little callbacks.
Well, I think it can be. Wasn't Liv... No, that's Jennifer Connelly.
But also, you have to think on the grand scheme of things, Ang Lee's Hulk tackled a lot of subjects that the comics actually did, so they can still be referencing the comics whenever you think that they're referencing
Right.
Ang Lee's Hulk.
We decided as a group not to start with Hulk. We decided to start with Iron Man, which is considered the first of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So, it released on May 2nd, 2008, directed by Jon Favreau. Screenplay by a bunch of people, but we're going to find out soon it didn't matter. Here is the synopsis. A billionaire industrialist and genius inventor Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr., is conducting weapon tests overseas, but terrorists kidnap him to force him to build a devastating weapon. Instead, he builds an armored suit and uppins his captors. Returning to America, Stark refines the suit and uses it to combat crime and terrorism. Budget, $140 million. Box office, $585.2 million. When did you guys first see this movie?
I saw it in theaters.
Saw it in theaters?
Opening day.
Fuck yeah. What'd you think?
5 people in that theater.
Nuh-uh.
Not shitting. Not shitting it.
Really? So what was your impression of it with those?
Well,
500 people?
I remember seeing the trailer and how it's just like that boom, like that cutscene, like boom, then all of a sudden boom, 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 then and he steps out, and I fucking geeked the fuck. I was like, I'm seeing this movie.
that show's pretty
I
dope.
cannot wait. And the movie did not let down.
Right.
In fact, after it was done, me and my brother said, "We're gonna buy tickets for another showing tonight," and we saw it twice that one day.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Jake?
I was more into Batman at that point in my life, so Dark Knight. Was that before or after?
After, I believe
Okay.
so.
I was more looking forward to that. I waited till Iron Man came out on DVD, but I watched it as soon as it did. It was amazing. I
Right.
mean, it set the whole tone for the MCU as we know it. Like, it did a really good job locking that in.
I went to see it with my buddy Big Nick and my girlfriend at the time, Sarah Rarick, at the Mills Mall in Pittsburgh, and we saw it in IMAX, and it was fucking worth every penny, and the trip that was an hour and a half to go see it. It was amazing. And I remember when the movie ended, I remember the action movies I've ever seen. And I will contend to this day, having rewatched it recently, it is one of the best action movies I've
It
ever
holds
fucking
up so
seen.
fucking well.
Wow, is that a good fucking movie? RDJ fucking stole that shit.
That was his renaissance. That's
Yeah.
what started it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And they did not want him. They did not want to cast him. You got to remember, at this time, Robert Downey Jr. was known for being a druggie, for like stumbling into people's houses in the middle of the night and falling asleep on their couch and stuff, to the point where they did a Saturday Night Live skit on TV Funhouse about the fact that him and Anne Heche and somebody else would just wander into people's houses and fall asleep in their shit. I remember, like, he was in Saturday Night Live in the 80s, which no one really remembers. In the 90s, he did movies. I think he won an Oscar or got a nomination for a movie he did in the 90s, but at that point, he
Chaplin.
Chaplin, where he played Charlie Chaplin.
Yep.
And after that, it just was all downhill for him. And by that point, they didn't want to cast him.
Was his drug and alcohol abuse.
Right.
But yeah, he was in a good handful of movies before that downfall also.
Right.
Like some decent
But he
flicks.
was down and out. And they did
Yeah.
not want to touch him. Marvel did not want to touch him. They wanted to go with a no-name actor. And that movie had been in production for years. Like, I remember reading news about that forever before it came out. Like, I think it was Tom Cruise and Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah,
That's who
so
they were
they're
gonna go with.
Tom Cruise is who they're really wanting,
Right.
I believe.
They made the right choice.
Oh, I agree with you.
What, y'all think it was a Kiss Kiss Bang Bang that kind of
Oh,
Fuck
restarted
yeah, I
that
totally forgot
movie.
about that. Yeah.
that
he-
kind of
I
like
love Kiss
relaunched them back to where he needed to be? They get wind of this shit.
And then eventually he gets that director to, write and direct the third Iron Man. So it kind of gets to return the favor. It was a pretty quick turnaround for that. But I would say this movie fucking holds up like crazy. What is it about this movie other than RDJ? The story, I mean, like, it's a perfect origin film in every way, shape, and form. In a lot of ways, it recreated what the origin film should be. We had Batman. I'm talking Batman 89, which is a great origin film. And pretty much all superhero films tried to recreate that. And until you get Iron Man, you don't get the perfect origin film, I feel like. That movie is tight.
Yeah, it's got the direct arc the way that it's supposed to be. Mm-hmm. You got the person who has it all, loses it all, has to get it all back, right, and redeems himself to become worthy of, the powers that he has.
And for me, what was interesting is how much they delve into the life of the Playboy. And could they do that now in the Me Too era? Could they really do that character again?
I don't think they could.
I don't know.
Honestly, because he was very trifling in this movie.
Yeah, dude, he's got like his stewardess on the plane or like stripping on the stripping pool. Yep.
And he gives no fucks.
Oh, there's women who come up and go, remember me? And he's like, I don't remember you. Like, he fucked that bitch. He fucked her mouth and he doesn't remember her. Like, that's what that implies. Like, he fucked her mouth. Like, oh my God, it's crazy.
Oh, maybe she roofied him then.
Oh, yeah, inverse. Oh, good point. Do you remember me? And then she's the real villain.
That's how they get away with it now.
And as he leaves, and then she gives the squinty eyes and the sinister music hits. So when they were filming this, they were rewriting the script the entire time they were filming too. And Jeff Bridges, who plays Ironmonger in the movie, who plays
Obadiah Stane,
he has went on record to say he did not enjoy his experience making Iron Man because they kept changing the script, and he did not like that. And he said, eventually I realized I was making a $200 million student film. And that's what he said, but it fucking worked out.
Yeah, it did.
And it set the precedent for what Marvel Cinematic Universe would become. We're going to move on to The Incredible Hulk. June 13th, 2018. Director, Louis Leterrier.
Wait, that movie was not released in 2018.
2008. That's what I meant to say. But the alcohol, I think, took effect.
Ooh, that was quick.
The synopsis. Scientist Bruce Banner, played by Edward Norton, desperately seeks a cure for the gamma radiation that contaminated his cells and turned him into the Hulk. Cut off from his true love, Betty Ross, Mila Jovovich, and forced to hide from his nemesis, General Thunderbolt Ross, played by William Hurt. Banner soon comes face to face with a new threat: a supremely powerful enemy.
The
enemy known as the Abomination, played by Tim
Roth.
Motherfucking Roth. Budget $150 million. Box office $263.4 million. What did we feel about The Incredible Hulk?
To go back to
Incredible.
something you asked before, I really do think that Ang Lee's Incredible Hulk could actually be technically part of the MCU.
I would agree.
Because it picks up where that Hulk ended, in the jungles of South America.
I agree with this. In the jungles. Why'd you sound like Obama?
In the jungles
of the fucking Mandarin.
We were.
South America.
I'm a teacher.
Yeah. Let me tell you about America.
I've always thought the same thing, except for when I rewatched it recently. The opening redoes the origin story, and it's more based upon the 1970s TV show, The Incredible Hulk, than it is that movie. But if you kind of squinted your eyes and looked at it sideways to the point where they have that theme in the movie, and look at it sideways, you could let Ang Lee's Hulk be part of this, and a continuation, because I agree, because it does start off in the jungles of South America. Where I'm a teacher. So I rewatched it, and I will say Liv Tyler, not Mila Jovovich. I could not get over her wispy voice. Bruce, are you okay?
I will say that I like Jennifer Connelly and Ang Lee's Hulk a lot better than Liv Tyler.
Does she always wispy voice in fucking movies? Because that's the whole time. Every time she talks, she's like, "Come on, Bruce."
She did that in the comics.
Yeah.
It's all in
italics. But for real, I was just every time she talked, "Come on, is that Bruce?" I'd be like, "No, bitch, it's not. It's fine. You're hot, but why are you talking like that?"
My dad did the soundtrack for Armageddon.
I forgot Ty Burrell was in that movie.
He is. He plays her boyfriend type guy. And then he actually goes like a...
Boyfriend type guy?
Well, I mean, she leaves him pretty fucking quick whenever Bruce Banner shows up again. She's like, I'm sucking his dick.
Yeah. Have you seen the Hulk stick?
Oh, it's huge.
Have you seen the Hulk GIF? Maybe I'll tag it to the We Are Air page and get us banned.
So what does it really say about the movie? What do you remember from it? Forgettable, like you said.
Lou Ferrigno.
Yeah. And the other thing that he could be, he played the exact same security guard in Ang Lee's Hulk. That's why I was like, maybe this is tied in. So that was like,
But,
maybe.
I mean, that wasn't at a college in the first Ang Lee.
Oh shit, then I'm wrong. I didn't watch it.
That's
a long fucking movie. This movie, whereas Ang Lee's Hulk is fun to watch the fucking Jolly Green Giant jump around the desert for an hour and a half, this movie is just underwhelming.
I like the idea in Ang Lee's Hulk that the more angry he got, the bigger he got.
Which
And
is
then,
like true to the Hulk.
and then eventually he fights the giant storm cloud, which in the Incredible Hulk, he kind of throws a rock at a storm cloud at one point. I'm like, is that a callback
Wait,
to Ang?
Galactus was in Hulk?
Oh, no, literally. Remember at the end of Ang Lee's Hulk, like his dad turns into a giant.
Yeah.
He's like, you can have the power. And I'm like,
No, Nick Nolte, you can have this power.
Wait, that was Nick Nolte?
it was Gary Busey, wasn't
I thought it was Tom Waits.
Man, we like Ang Lee's Hulk better than Incredible Hulk, I think.
I definitely do.
Well, let's see here. I like the scene at the end where he's masturbating and his eyes turn green.
Is that what was happening?
Meditating, whatever he was doing. I don't know.
You're right. He was doing a tantric fucking tug is what he was doing.
You're gonna
He was
messing
like
with my
doing an Ace
mantra.
He was doing an Ace Ventura. I was practicing my mantra.
I can get very cranky.
You wouldn't like me when I'm cranky.
So
It's not a great movie. The first 15, 20 minutes...
the CGI doesn't really hold up. I didn't like the way the Abomination looked in it. And to be honest, I didn't like the way that the Hulk looked in it that much either.
I agree. Yeah.
There was something else I was going to say. The whole non-plot line with Tim Blake Nelson as the leader or whatever, where he's got the fucking swollen head and shit. Like,
Well, you're thinking of Green Lantern, Tim Blake Nelson.
Dude, you are 100% right, because it's the exact fucking same thing.
Yeah.
I thought that's weird, because his head started to grow, but that character never came back.
Thank God.
The first 20 minutes was good, but the rest of it was kind of like so-so.
The one thing that I really liked and stood out to me was he was at the college and he was fighting the army. That's it. Could not give two shits about anything before that. Could not give two shits about the Abomination fight.
you're talking about whenever he's doing the fight against the army with Tim Roth and them at the beginning, where he does the fucking sonic wave and shit.
That was a badass fight.
And they using the Stark tech to fucking bring him down. That shit was cool. Yeah.
Yep.
But everything after that is just...
Evidently, Edward Norton was notoriously difficult to deal with, and he is in a lot of movies.
I like Ed Norton, but I understand the hate that he gets from inside of Hollywood also. I've heard the horror stories how he fucking...
He's a bit of a diva. And,
he goes in the editing room and fucking...
Well, he rewrote the entire script for this movie.
He did that with most of his fucking movies.
Exactly.
But he didn't want to do press for it. He was like, I want my name taken
That's
off.
why he decided he did not want to continue being the character. That's what he says, is he did not want to do the press cycles, and he didn't want to be involved with one character for a long period of time.
Yeah,
That's
sure,
how
whatever
he
he
spun
says.
it. Marvel's,
Way to fuck up our MCU with your shitty fucking movie, Ed Norton, you fucking cunt.
Well, he blames Marvel. The reason he did not want to be part of it further, too, was production-wise, they filmed a much longer movie, probably a 3-hour-long movie, and they cut a bunch of it down. And that beginning sequence where you see the whole transformation, the first attack, Betty, being in a coma and stuff like that, that was all supposed to be in the film. And it was truncated to just the opening sequence. Which I'm watching and I'm like, there's some cool stuff here, but I'm like, it works better as an opening sequence. Like I said, first 20 minutes of that movie works. But somewhere along the line, it just falls apart.
That,
I would say it's my
the
least
opening
favorite.
with the shot of the drop of blood, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, and it goes in the bottle and Stan Lee drinks it. And I'm like, here's my theory. Did Stan Lee get superpowers from that drop of blood?
That's how he became the Watcher.
That's what I'm saying.
I
Is that
thought he got
is that
confirmed
why
as
he's
a Watcher.
But is that why he's involved with all the cinematic movies?
That'd be
then?
cool. The Russos definitely did their homework whenever they did, their movies, Civil War and Infinity War. We'll see in Endgame. But I like how they have a lot of explanations for a lot of these things tied into that movie. But
I will say this. Ed Norton, just like Brie Larson, does not belong in a Marvel movie.
I agree with
They
you.
don't fit in.
No. I think that it could have worked, but Mark Ruffalo is way better.
Oh,
and
yeah,
initially,
that's the definitive Hulk.
They say that they wanted to get him originally, but then the studio went for Edward Norton. So Mark Ruffalo was supposed to be originally cast. I think that's why they went back to him. Hopefully.
Well, Mark Ruffalo is actually able to act, and he's very dynamic, and he's engaging, even just as regular Bruce Banner.
Next, we got Iron Man 2, released May 7th, 2020, directed by Jon Favreau. Synopsis. With the world now aware that he is Iron Man, billionaire inventor Tony Stark, RDJ, faces pressure from all sides to share his technology with the military. he is reluctant to divulge the secrets of his armored suit, fearing the information will fall into the wrong hands. With Pepper Potts, Gwyneth Paltrow, and Rhodey Rhodes, now played by Don Cheadle,
No,
by
sorry,
his
Tom,
side.
he just got a tan for it.
Fucking lived on the equator for fucking 3 months before shooting this movie.
Oh, God, Hobbs. Oh, no. Tony must forge
That's
new
the
alliances.
real hustle and flow.
Were you sunbathing on the surface of the sun, Terrence?
Jesus Christ.
Got him.
Nice.
Oh, all right. Hey everyone, it's just Duck jumping in here real quick to say thank you so much for checking out the podcast today. If you're enjoying it, please head over to your favorite podcast app, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, iTunes, and give We Are Podcast a like. And if you get a chance, head over to our social media. All links can be found in the description. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at /We Are Podcast. And if you're enjoying the podcast today, please share with your friends. It's the only way we can grow this network. With that said, back to the podcast. Tony must forge new alliances and confront a powerful new enemy, which will be played by
Mickey Rourke.
Mickey Rourke. That's
Okay,
right.
so you didn't write these synopsises,
No,
did you?
No, budget $200 million, box office $623.9 million. Okay, let's talk about it. Terrence Howard is out. Don Cheadle is in. How do we feel about the change?
I like the change.
Better.
You like it?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a better fit.
We can talk about the reason why, and Terrence Howard has talked about it at quite an extent. Basically, he was paid $5 million for the first movie.
Oh, is that all?
Our DJ was paid $500,000 for the first movie. When they got to Iron Man 2, they wanted to bump up Robert Downey Jr.'s salary, and they wanted to take Terrence Howard's salary down to $1 million. He made an agreement that the first movie would be $5 million, the next movie would be $8 million, the movie after that would be $10 million. Because he said, no, I'm not going to do that. They first initially started writing out Rhodes as a character. They weren't going to do War Machine. And then they're like, well, we can just get rid of you. Robert Downey Jr. is the star of this shit. And Robert Downey Jr. didn't say anything about it. And Terrence Howard has been pissed at him ever since.
Well, you know what? A contract is a contract.
It is.
So
And
that's
they
the way
had to
that I
pay
like
it
it.
out-
They made plenty of money off that first one. So I kind of see where he's coming from. But do I think he was a good roadie? Yeah, maybe. But
He's okay.
Don Cheadle stepped in where he should have and made the part his.
And that was the other thing. Jon Favreau did not like his... he's went on record saying he did not like the way he played the character
Okay.
in the first movie.
Jon Favreau even called him a diva.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is I kind of always thought he was a little bit bland in the first movie too. I like Don Cheadle replacing him. I like that scene where he's like, he shows up and he's like, I wasn't expecting you. He was like, I'm here. We're doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And it just literally said to the audience, we have changed the actor. Deal
Yeah.
with it. I thought that was kind of cool.
That's a very fucking smooth line. Like, so subliminal.
Yep. Just I'm here. We're doing this. Let's go. How do we feel about the movie, Iron Man 2?
It was okay. Better than Incredible Hulk.
See it in theaters?
No. Not this one either.
Nope. Okay.
Out of the 3 Iron Man movies, it's definitely the weakest.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You feel like it's the weakest link? I like it more on this round. And here's my problem was, and I guess evidently Jon Favreau had the same problem. I didn't like how they implemented all the S.H.I.E.L.D. shit in this movie initially. Black Widow was fine, but I thought Nick Fury kind of took me out of the movie a little bit. I was still thinking about the standalone stuff. I wasn't looking at the bigger picture.
Yeah.
And I still feel like it was handled a little haphazardly because of the exposition dump Nick Fury does in the middle of the movie. But
Well, they
looking
should
at,
have saved it for Captain America.
yeah, looking at the bigger picture of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it works. Not as well as it should, but it does work. Jon Favreau had big issues with Marvel doing that too. That's why he ended up leaving and not directing for the movies with them.
Yeah.
Because they said, we're doing this. You don't have a choice. We're adding these characters in. We're building towards something. Because the big thing was at the ending of Iron Man, it was just a little, Easter egg thing. They had Samuel L. Jackson play Nick Fury at the end saying, we're putting together a team.
Right.
And they knew that there was an inkling of an idea. They didn't know it was going to become the biggest fucking franchise ever.
Yeah.
But there was an inkling idea. And what's amazing is you get to the end of the Avengers, and they actually say at the end of that, Nick Fury has a line, something about, we didn't know it was a fact, but it was a promise. But he's speaking about the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah.
he's saying we didn't go on faith, but we went on our promise or something. I can't remember what the line was, but I was like, holy shit, that's cool that they kind of did that.
Yeah.
Movie-wise, like you guys said, not the best, but not bad. I mean, in comparison, watching it back, it's still fun. It's action-packed. You get the promised War Machine coming in.
Popcorn movie.
Absolutely. There is character development. They do a little bit of the Hell in the Bottle storyline where Robert Downey Jr., because he is Iron Man. Iron Man, Tony Stark ends up drinking a little bit, and they show that there was a really big storyline where he became an alcoholic and had to leave the suit. And so that's kind of cool that they did that. They pulled from that.
I will say this. Okay, so there's a lot of things I do like about the movie. I'm a big fan of the old school silver and red armor. Mm-hmm. That's just it. Like, that suit was fucking badass. Like, what, the Mark II, I guess, is what it was? Yeah. Or, no, Mark III.
I think they went Mach 1, and then Mach 2 is the silver and red armor. Mach 3 is what they have in this one, which is silver and gold.
No, silver and red.
Silver and red, yeah.
Yeah, all silver and red. That shit was badass. The scene where it's in the briefcase where he could just fucking put his hands in there and fucking puts it on, like, that was fucking dope. The cherry blossom scene at the end, whenever him and War Machine are taking out all the fucking Justin Hammer fucking Iron Man.
You brought up something perfect. Hammer, played by
Sam Rockwell,
was amazing in this movie. To the point where he
should have been the bad guy. He should have had more. Like, his character should have carried on.
I wanted more Sam Rockwell. Yeah,
he should have been a part of Iron Man 3. He should have been a part with Loki in trying to fucking take everything down in fucking Avengers.
I agree with you. Bring him back.
Yeah,
his charisma is through the roof. You love to hate him.
He stole every scene he was in.
Oh, everything, and he just shows why he is one of the best character actors out there. Like. He's amazing, and like the more he's on the screen, the more you love to hate him, and it is hard to hate him.
He's the perfect polar opposite of Tony Stark, though.
He's trying to be him, but he's the sleazy him, and Tony Stark is sleazy already. So it's just kind of like
I like how you keep winking with the word sleazy.
Was Scrooge McDuck's fucking guy like that?
Glomgold.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what he is,
dude. I'm so happy you brought him up because I was thinking like I'm missing something here. Yeah, he was amazing in that movie, and then the suits too. I like how you brought that up, too, because the progression of the suits of the series got better and better. So the best cameo was a cameo that we did not know was there. Spider-Man is in this movie. You guys have heard about this?
Yeah, it's the little kid with the Iron Man mask on.
Has that been confirmed?
No, Tom Holland went on record and said that, yes, that was him. Yep. MCU has yet to come out and say it, but it's implied that, yes, that kid grows up to be Peter Parker, a.k.a. Spider-Man.
And he said in an interview, I can confirm this as of today, Holland continued, I literally had a conversation with Kevin Feige only 20 minutes ago. Maybe I've just done a big spoiler, but it's out there now. It's cool. I like the idea that Peter Parker has been in the universe since the beginning. Also, there's a theory that goes further to say that maybe Uncle Ben was killed at that World Fair, and that some reason it might have been his fault. And so that would play into the larger cinematic universe. I would be happy to see that. I think that'd be kind of cool.
That'd be cool.
Okay, let's talk about Thor.
Yeah.
About to get Thor up in this bitch. Thor is a movie about a god from Asgard. He's going to become king and take over Odin's reign, and he doesn't. And then Loki takes it over, and it's a movie, and it's got Amidala and...
Kat Dennings is in it.
Yeah, she got big old titties. Yeah, Kat Dennings. Them sucker puckers, man. She got them bits.
Titty cat.
Oh, my God. Budget, $200 million. Took in $623.9. That is the largest take so far.
This one I saw in the theaters.
Wow, I did too. I saw it with my dad and my brothers. How about you?
Saw in theaters.
Wow, that explains why $629 million. Like, we all saw it. So, what did we think of Thor?
I really like Thor.
Did y'all get Thor looking at him? Was that what's up? What's up? With your man crush, you sent us a fucking thing earlier,
Yeah, I'm only man crushing on, like,
gay
Thor Ragnarok Thor.
Yeah, you got
Thor
Ragnarok.
Yeah, he can rag my cock any day of the week.
Ragnarok hard dick.
Fucking Chris Hemsworth came out of nowhere. Chris Hemorrhoid came out of nowhere, and I was like,
yeah, hemorrhoids usually do come out of nowhere.
I was pushing too hard.
Yeah.
What did we think of Thor? Did you like it?
Thor was awesome.
It was awesome.
Thor with a fit.
Yeah, I rewatched it, and there's parts of it that are good. I could not get over the goddamn Dutch tilt. That movie made me fucking dizzy as shit.
Yeah, thanks for bringing my attention to that shit.
Oh my god, dude. The whole time I'm watching, I'm like, why the fuck is this movie so sideways?
Like, a lot of it's on the Rainbow Bridge, right?
No, dude. Like, a lot of the Dutch
Bifrost
tilt.
Bridge.
Dude, it's like the most weird parts. Like, they would just Dutch tilt, and then they would show a regular camera angle, and then they Dutch tilt again, And I'm talking like they were on a fucking slope, dude.
I was 45 degrees straight.
Dude,
it was
insane. I'm like, please stop moving. I would get dizzy. I get dizzy thinking about it now. You know what a Dutch tilt is,
No,
right?
I do not.
1966 Batman, whenever they would show, like, half the thing, like, imagine you're looking at me right now. Now go like that with your vision.
Oh, shit.
That's a Dutch tilt. Like, it looks like they're on a slope. It's weird as fuck,
They
dude.
did it in the Batman movies also.
Yes. Yeah, and the Schumacher ones. Big time. Oh, fuck. Terrible. I get why he did it. There were a couple of scenes where it worked, especially when they were in the throne room. But other than that, directed by Kenneth Branagh, who is...
Gilderoy Lockhart from Harry Potter.
Great actor.
And a great director, too. I mean... I don't understand what he was thinking, though. But the movie does have that Shakespearean
That's probably what
to
he
it.
was thinking. Batman used to do this. I'm doing
Exactly.
a comic book movie.
And the Shakespearean side of it, there is a lot of melodrama in this movie.
It's like
Yeah.
Hamlet.
Yeah.
A lot, dude. Yeah, and exactly.
Yeah.
That's why they got him. And they play it up, and there's some overacting. Like, at one point, Odin just goes, "How!"
Yeah.
And I was like... yes!
You are cool and rude little boy.
Yes, but it was good,
Yeah.
though.
It was.
Anthony Hopkins can overact pretty easily.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Yeah, but he's still great.
Oh, second half, huh?
He brought his A game, dude, in a big way. The movie, the Asgard stuff, if you watch it, you see how much of that actually does play into the cosmic design now. I was blown away by looking at it now and being like, wow, Guardians of the Galaxy actually stole a lot from this concept design for Asgard here.
Yeah.
This is nuts.
Asgard.
Asgard, yeah.
Asgard.
That's where you would like to go, Javi, with the names. Yeah. Other than that, the post-credits scene was directed by Josh Whedon, which connects the Avengers to this movie. But do you guys have anything really to add on Thor? It's all right. It's a pretty good movie. I enjoyed it way more than Incredible Hulk. Maybe in
Definitely
the same...
enjoyed it more than Thor 2.
Yeah, we'll talk about that when we get to phase 2, my friend.
The scene where they're in the town in Arizona, New Mexico, or whatever, and his brother, like Loki, sitting down that fucking metal guy
Yeah.
that was at the beginning that Odin used to take out the fucking frost
I think
giants.
it's called the
whatever
Defender or something like that.
Yeah, that fucker was badass.
Well-
Okay, so in that scene where Lady Sif, fucking, you think that she kills him after fucking stabbing him through the back, and he shuts down, but his entire body turns around in pieces.
Right.
That was fucking cool.
Yeah, it
like
was.
it just fucking, he was able to just like move without moving, and then just came back in and just started fucking everything up. And then whenever Thor got the hammer back, everybody thought it was like an incoming meteor or whatever. Shit was dope.
And you brought up a good point. Loki. That was the other thing that works in that movie. The
Oh yeah, Tom
relationship,
Hiddleston was great.
he killed it. And to the point where, like, that's the first villain where you're like, holy
He
shit.
auditioned
this is
as Thor though.
Exactly, originally. And
Yeah.
he ended up getting Loki instead.
Yeah,
But
it
thank,
works.
Thank God he did,
Yeah, he
because
did.
the relationship
Thank
between them...
Odin.
Yeah. Thank you.
Praise
Odin.
him.
Thank you all.
And he goes, ah! And he turns the frogs gay. But wow, Loki is an amazing villain. You feel for him, like you see those shades of light and darkness.
Blue.
Like the whole time that he's da-ba-dee-ba-da-die. The whole
He's
time
a
though.
frost giant.
Oh, you're right, and it does play like I forgot about that shit. I forgot that. I didn't forget he was adopted, but I forgot that he was a frost giant, and the fact that he kind of turns on his own
He's
people.
like a frost giant dwarf.
But why
I thought
does
it
he
was like
get?
one of them elves.
What? No, he's a frost giant. He was a baby. He was stolen from the frost giant.
Yeah, but he wasn't like a full size frost giant baby.
Yeah,
He was like the size.
they
of
put him in a small cage. He didn't grow big enough.
right.
Um,
He goes to the size of his environment.
But he's amazing in that movie. In that you wanted to, like when he dies at the end, you know he's the bad guy. But I remember being in the theater and being
He
like, man,
died at the end.
Oh my bad, did I give that away?
Fucking spoilers!
My bad.
Goddamn!
My bad. Wait till we get to Avengers. You're gonna be
Holy,
shocked.
don't.
Well, anything else to add in Thor?
The blonde eyebrows. Thank God they got rid of it.
Yes,
Yeah,
you were right. I forgot about
The
that.
dyed beard, the dyed eyebrows.
Yeah,
dude,
that looked
It was a
weird.
bit much.
Took a little bit away from it.
Very much so.
I saw that like brought up on a BuzzFeed article. Then when I saw it, I was like, well, watching clips on YouTube, like that is really distracting.
Yeah,
And it just takes
it really
away
does
a
pull.
lot.
But they're like, well, the guy he has brunette hair naturally. I
Right.
mean, you look at Thor now, and his shit is like just dirty blonde
Yeah,
or whatever.
exactly.
But yeah, it takes away a
little
little bit
Like,
because
you'll be
especially
watching-
on the close-up scenes, and you're seeing him talking to Jane. And he's
like you'll be
all-
watching till you're into it, all of a sudden.
He's got an albino thing going on with the eyebrows. It's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
freaky. I agree with you.
All he needs is the red eyes.
But and he very much talks in that verily speak in that movie a lot more.
Another.
Yeah, the another. I like the I need a horse.
Yeah.
When he goes in, like we got dogs and cats. He goes, give me one big enough to ride. I was like, yes! But I will bring that up. That brought a lot of humor to the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Oh, also, let's talk about this. They also specifically state that magic is a form of science in the movie.
You were right.
Magic has played a huge fucking part in these later Marvel movies, whenever you get to into Phase 2, Phase 3. But they explain that he's like, here on Earth, you call it magic, and you call what you know science, but where I come from, they're one and the same.
And that was so smart for them to do that, because I remember being in theater thinking, like, that's perfect. Like, that is a simple explanation of something that's too difficult to explain in any way, shape, or form. And you're bringing in all these fantastic
And also,
elements.
it makes sense. Our human brain wouldn't fucking understand it. So, yeah, it really goes, you go, oh, okay.
And they say,
you buy it.
They're like, well, they're like gods. So they're not
Suspension of
gods.
disbelief.
Dude, it's such a smart way to do that.
Yeah.
And it has helped them tremendously. They bought themselves so much goodwill with that one fucking line, sitting in front of that fire with the cuddle scene.
Yep.
Like, and Kat Denning's sweet tits.
Gosh, you fucking tits.
Let's have another shot, y'all. Want another
Let's
one?
have another fucking shot.
Let's do it.
Another.
Go ahead. Yeah. This is like 90 proof house.
That is far-fetched.
You're far-fetched.
Say that again.
They're fighting again.
You fetch farts, you fucking fuck.
Next, we're going to
How
talk
do you
about...
like that for alliteration, you asshole licking A-faced fucking
That's
ass?
easy for you to say.
Yes! Oh! Boom.
Bird! Hey, let's easy with the salute there, Duck.
All right. Captain America, the First Avenger. Director, Joe Johnson. It is 1941 and the world is in the throes of war. Steve Rogers, played by Chris Evans, wants to do his part to join America's armed forces, but the military rejects him because of his small stature. Finally, Steve gets his chance when he is accepted into an experimental program that turns him into a super soldier called Captain America. Joining forces with Bucky Barnes, Sebastian Stan, and Peggy Carter, hottie pants. Captain America leads...
Fucking peg me, Carter.
Oh, Captain America leads the fight against the Nazi-backed Hydra organization. Budget, 140 to 216.7. Evidently, Joe Johnson doesn't want to tell us.
Yeah, it costs in that range.
Box office, 370.6. So this is the second lowest.
Wait a second. What was the range of the budget again?
140 to 216.7. That's
a very specific amount that what it ranged from. I think it started off at 140 and then ended up at that. A lot of movies do that. They add on money to the production.
I don't get it. I want to say, first of all, using the sepia tone throughout that whole movie, giving it that classic picture or old picture, was a genius fucking move. The fact that they kind of sky captained the world tomorrow, a lot of the World War II shit made it look a lot like over-exaggerated, comic booky.
Like super stylized.
So much of this movie reminded me of The Rocketeer, which also Joe Johnson directed.
Whenever they went to the World's Fair.
Yes.
That
amazing.
fucking, but like that whole shit, it looked like what people pictured the future to look like in 1940.
Right. Everything looks like a portrait almost. That sepia tone and adding that it's very unrealistic, and there's a lot of fucking effects going on in this movie.
Yeah, but I think it was pretty damn seamless the way that they fucking superimposed his head onto that little dude's body.
Yes.
Like that shit worked really fucking good.
So cool.
Yeah.
And you believe it. And
yeah.
Evidently they filmed those scenes like 4 times with Chris Evans, 4 times with the body double, and then they tried to do it seamlessly. Like, I think that is an illusion that works out. Like, it's unbelievable.
It really is.
Usually,
it really is. You're watching it and you're like, you know that's not him, but it's like where does he begin?
Usually, superimposition like that, you could actually see where Chris Evans' face ends and the model's body begins. There was none of that. It was so fucking seamless.
The fact that he had like sunken in cheeks, they took away a bunch of his jawline, like it was unbelievable. You believe that character? Like, I love that character because
he sold it so well as the weakling.
Yes, because you're like, whenever that's why
not a weakling.
But he was.
But just a scrawny little guy, but he also
with the heart
of gold.
The heart of gold, the biggest heart you could imagine, who just wanted to do right. And the fact that he's chosen, you buy that. This movie's fucking good.
This is the first time I've seen it.
Holy
maybe
shit.
the second time since I've seen it since theaters, but it's been years.
Wow.
And yes, I'm right on board with you. defines this character so much after you've seen it throughout the years. I highly recommend going back and watching it, and you totally get where Cap is at.
I fell in love with
Like,
Captain America in a big bad way.
It's great.
I always in my life, I just been like, yeah, it's Captain America. I'm like, Captain
No, he's the
America.
shit. There's a reason why he's the leader of the team.
Right. Morally, he's amazing. I do think it's weird that he tries to kill himself a lot, though. That was the only part where I was like, you're a little bit too willing to give up your life, Captain America.
No, but he's testing out his powers. What can he get
also
away
gotta
with?
think about it like this.
What can he?
Well, it plays
Why
into
would
the
he not
character.
have a death wish? She's hands down the most tragic character in the MCU. If you really think about it, he's fucking heartbreaking.
You said you wanted to fuck Chris Hemsworth earlier.
Yeah, I thought he was the most one.
First of all, he's hot. I would fuck Chris Hemsworth.
Give him Chris hemorrhoids.
But you guys think about it like this: Captain America is the most heartbreaking character.
I agree with you. Sorry.
Yeah,
I was like, why wouldn't he have a death wish?
He's handsome.
But what I like about I like what you're saying about him being a character who's willing to die for anyone and for the right cause.
Well, for the right cause, exactly. But they touch on that in the movie before he even gets the serum. Stanley Tucci fucking comes in, and he tells him like, "This is the reason why you're getting this."
I don't want to bully, and
because of small man with a big heart. I forget the line, but
he
you get what I'm
says
saying.
because at the end,
You're
whenever
grateful for it.
when he's dying, he points to his
His heart. But
And
they had
that's-
that conversation with him before he gave him the
Right.
fucking serum, and he said pretty much like a guy who is given this power is going to use it for the right reasons,
Right.
whereas somebody already had this power and expounded upon it, they would
Right.
use it for the wrong reasons.
So good, dude. It's so good. The fact that they build that up, everything's earned in that movie. Every scene's earned in that movie. It's so fucking.
Are you ready for this?
Good.
Also, whenever they find the Tesseract, Hitler's top 3 generals come in to talk with Red Skull. And he pulls out the Tesseract and they say it's magic. He's like, magic? I don't expect many of you to understand, but yeah, whatever. He's saying the same fucking thing that Thor did. This isn't magic. There's a science behind this, but you just don't comprehend
understand
it. Yeah.
I still want to know, did this movie ever touch on how Red Skull ended up in fucking Vormir?
Yes, because the Space Stone, he touched it. He physically touched it, and he wasn't strong enough to physically touch it.
So it transported him.
Disinvited him, transferred him there, and he was forever stuck as the keeper of the Soul Stone.
Stone itself, the Tesseract, banished him because he was corrupted, and it said "fuck you."
So
yeah, he
not
wasn't
only did
worthy to touch the whole
So
of the
not
stone.
only did not only did it transport him to Vormir, it also gave him knowledge of everything.
Well, so many people have come to get the stone, is what he said. I'm destined to lead people to something that I can never have.
Because
But
he didn't love
He
anyone.
also said, like, in Infinity War, he's like, I'm also cursed with the knowledge of, like, everything. 'Cause he knew his parents and shit.
Knowledge, because in Avengers, the scientist guy from Thor says, it showed me so much.
Yes,
And he goes,
he's
so
exactly
he
right. He didn't even touch the fucking Tesseract, and he fucking learned so much from
Right.
it.
It was
God
the
damn,
knowledge given to
good
him.
fucking pull. Seriously, though.
Jesus.
No, that's really fucking... That's how much they fucking tied this shit together, though. Like, that's
So
insane.
good.
That's why I was talking about the Russo brothers paying attention to prior fucking movies.
Well, let's talk about Captain America. My favorite scene is whenever he's getting beaten down by the bully, when he's scrawny Cap. And
I could do this all day.
I could do this all day. That is probably my favorite line out of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I love the fact that he has that as a character. He just wants to do what's right, and he doesn't like bullies. And he says that. He goes, I just don't like bullies.
Yep.
He goes, you want to kill Nazis? And he goes, I don't want to kill anyone. I just don't like bullies.
Yep.
That defines what this character
And that's
is.
when he decided to give him the super soldier serum.
The other thing is Bucky. That character, Bucky was a sidekick of Captain America, but making him his best friend in the movie, I think, which is a through line throughout the Captain America movies and the Avengers, was a genius.
You
fucking
see
thing.
why also, like I said, if you go back and watching it, you get more understanding, like, damn, Bucky took care of him.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, he was his big brother.
Yeah.
And then it inverses and he becomes the big brother. And then they're on the same playing field.
Yeah.
But Bucky never treated him like he was lower than him.
No.
There is a
This
scene
is his
where
best friend.
he talks about Agent Carter. He's like, man, it's weird to be invisible. Now I know what it feels like to be you.
It's like, hey, maybe she has a friend.
It's fucking so
Yeah,
good.
it's really good.
I want to talk about two things I thought was crazy about this. Number one, the propeller death. There is a scene where there is a Hydra soldier off a biplane, and he kicks him, and he flies into the propeller, and blood goes spurting behind it. How the fuck did they get away with that?
I saw this scene. I know you talked about it. And the first thing that came to my mind first, though, because I hadn't seen it, Indiana Jones. Yep. Before they even did the PG-13 rating, they did that for Temple of Doom. He's fighting a Nazi fucking German soldier as his plane is taken away, and he punches him, and his face turns to
Wait, was that... Yeah, that was Temple.
No. That was Raiders. He punches the...
It was.
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
Raiders, and he fucking punches that dude into the
Do you
fucking
think that was
propeller
a
blade.
callback to Indiana
I
Jones? Because
think
this
it
movie feels
may
like
have gave
Indiana
a little
Jones.
homage, but then I watched the scene. It's two completely different references, and he's on a plane, and they're in the fucking air, you know, and like going up in a fucking straight up.
Yeah.
He kicks him down, and he falls down the propeller. But it's the red mist thing. You can show so much blood. They didn't show like too much gore, but you got the idea of what happened. They didn't actually show it, but they got the fucking red mist.
And
so it wasn't
also-
like blood splurt and everything like that.
Well, they didn't show the face of the character either.
No.
Those characters were completely like masked up. So I was thinking maybe that's why they got away with it too, because they didn't show.
There's no
actual
attachment.
human.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
But boy, that blew my mind while I was watching. I was lifting. I was like, "Whoa, that was fucking cool!"
The same thing they did with the Masters of the Universe. They didn't want He-Man killing people, so they made them robots.
Oh, they did that with the Turtles too.
Yeah,
That's why the
exactly.
Foot Clan
The Foot
was
Clan.
robots. Yeah, fuck yeah. There's also at the beginning of the World Fair, they show a superhero costume and like a tube. That is the original Human Torch, is what that is. And I thought that was a pretty cool reference. Because I'm sitting there going, what the fuck is that? Which, by the way, Chris Evans played the Human Torch in the Fantastic Four movies with Fox.
The comic that they hand out is the actual #1.
They took
Captain
Bucky
America.
off the cover. Yeah. I thought that was really cool. That the musical scenes where he's going out at the USO show,
That was really good.
I thought that was fucking amazing.
The costume was fucking spot on for what it should have been at that fucking time.
I like that costume better than the Avengers costume. I really do, 100%.
Oh, the stage costume was better than the Avengers costume, but his costume in this one, both the army helmet with the fucking Captain America shirt on, the leather jacket, dope.
I'm telling
But then
you.
the one where he gave us like, I got some ideas for the suit. That is like the definitive Captain America fucking shit.
Dude, I think I legitimately love this movie.
That scene where he burst into the door with the shield and the fucking pistol. Pow, pow. Oh my fucking
the movie,
god.
it's a tight movie. Everything's great about it. There's just enough tension. There's a love interest. The fact that he gets made out with the big titty bitch from Game of Thrones, I was like, that's crazy. Everything, and up to the end. And they through line of him always ready to sacrifice himself for others.
Yeah.
When he sacrifices himself at the end, I was thinking like, this is the only movie where the superhero dies at the end. For all extensive purposes, he dies. He is dead at the end of that movie. He would have died. I thought that was great. And I didn't like when I originally saw it, the future where he gets woken up in the present and stuff like that. I kind of like it now. Though.
Yeah. No, it makes total sense.
Right.
One more thing. Tommy Lee Jones.
Amazing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh boy,
Tommy Lee Jones is fucking great.
he was so good at the end. Whenever they're heading towards the plane and she kisses him, and he looks at him and he goes,
I ain't gonna give you a kiss.
"Yeah, dude, I fucking love it." Oh my god, he was so
Yeah.
good. I was actually hoping there was some way that we'll see his character again because it was just 100% Tommy Lee Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they
great,
very well
though.
can, especially if they're doing time travel.
God, I hope so. Thank you for bringing that up. Thank you. I hope that he promises to meet her at the dance, and I think I sent you guys a text.
You told me, I know for sure.
If he gets to go back in time at the very end, and this is how they get rid of Cap, they let him go back to the very beginning, meet her at that dance that he set up at the end of that, I will cry like a bitch in the theater.
Yeah.
I will cry like a bitch walking out of the theater. I will cry like a
Would
bitch
you
coming
laugh
back in
your
my place.
ass off if they sent him back to right before he got the super soldier serum?
The guy's punching him again.
Hey, thanks for all your help, Cap. You're welcome.
Dude, I hope that's what they do. That's the perfect way to end.
Oh yeah,
And,
that's
Endgame.
a great
And
one.
that would even open the
Especially
door for-
that's how the movie ends. Him dancing with her.
Yes, that's
The
how you
fucking
end
And that would
roll
even
credits.
open the door for a brand new Captain America that's been trained by the original Captain
Dude, no,
America.
Bucky becomes Captain America.
Well, that's the thing. They're going to be doing a Falcon and Bucky TV show for Disney Plus, is what they're doing. Maybe at the end of that, that'll decide who the new Captain America is. If we
'Cause
even
they
do
both
a new
were.
Captain America. Eventually in the comics. And Hugo Weaving has gone on the record saying that he did not enjoy being in this movie.
No, he did not.
He did not enjoy the makeup. He did not enjoy the character. He did not enjoy anything about it.
Oh, what? Because he's not on a year in fucking New Zealand with fucking
Dude,
Peter
Yeah, but
Jackson.
you know what? Honestly, he did kill it as.
he did. He was awesome,
He
but
was
he didn't.
great.
He didn't reprise a role in
Yeah.
Infinity War. So that's not him. That's a different actor.
Yeah, I forget his name, but he did a damn good job of
Is it not Hugo Weaving?
It's not Hugo Weaving.
Is that his name? Is that the actor
Not
name?
Hugo
Not
Weaving.
Hugo Weaving.
So, speaking of Avengers, let's move on to our last film in Phase 1. Avengers! The Avengers! Starring Sean Connery, Uma Thurman, Ray Fiennes. That's a different movie.
Oh my god.
That always confused you guys, too?
No, League of Extraordinary Avenging People.
Yeah.
It was good.
Alright, so 2012, directed by Josh Whedon. When Thor's evil brother Loki, Tom Hiddleston, gains access to the unlimited power of the energy cube called the Tesseract.
The energy cube!
I was hoping somebody heard that. Nick Fury, Samuel L. Jackson. Fuck you, Javi. Fuck you. It's almost as good as Bill. Nick Fury, Samuel L. Jackson, director of S.H.I.E.L.D., initiates a superhero recruitment effort. I can't even talk.
You almost got it. So close.
All right, hold on. Initiates a superhero recruitment effort to defeat the unprecedented threat to Earth. Joining Fury's dream team are Iron Man, Captain America, the Hulk, Thor, the Black Widow, and Hawkeye. Fuck you, Javi. Budget $220 million.
God damn it, we forgot. Hawkeye. First appearance of Hawkeye and Thor.
Oh, yeah, and Thor, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it wasn't until Phase 3 that they started kind of introducing characters early, such as Black Panther and Spider-Man. They had been doing it.
So, in the theaters, watching Thor, that scene where he's up there fucking on the fucking Eagle Eye post, waiting for Thor to come get the hammer. You see him run into the fucking room, and he reaches for a rifle, and the camera pans up, you see a bow and arrow. Mm-hmm. And the fucking crowd lit up because they all fucking knew it was Hawkeye. They're like, fuck yeah! I'm like, dude, that was fucking badass, man. Really good.
Nice. Yeah, and he had a couple one-liners in it. It was pretty decent. Yeah. Eventually, he's like, I think I'm starting to root for this guy. I was like,
exactly. That was like, okay.
It did feel like it was tacked on, but then at the same time, the way they filmed the scene at work, because a lot of the view you see is from his perspective.
Well, it made sense with him being a S.H.I.E.L.D. operative also, why he would be there.
And like I said, introducing him and introducing Black Widow and Iron Man 2, it was kind of cool that they did that and then gave him a bigger role in this movie.
Well, I mean, and also at the end of Thor, they say Thor will return in Avengers.
Right.
So,
boom. So, budget, $220 million, box office, $1.519 billion. This movie made gangbusters!
Oh, yeah. This movie was insane.
I want to say, the first time I saw it, my ex-girlfriend, the one nice thing she ever did for me, other than let me fuck her in the ass the last time I fucked her, was she said whenever they did the scene where they panned around the group of them at the end where they're fighting the Chitauri, and like she said, I looked over at you and you looked like a little kid watching a movie. She goes,
you saw all of them on screen for the first fucking time.
It was so cool, dude. I remember just being like,
you pretty much had my reaction to How to Train Your Dragon 3 trailer.
Yeah, but I didn't want to jerk off.
God damn it! Way to fucking ruin everything.
A little bit.
Sorry, guys.
How did you guys feel about this movie when you saw it? And I know you saw it in theaters.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Fucking geeked the fuck out. I could not take it.
Yeah, it was so fucking nerd overload.
Yeah, I think Josh Whedon is the way they should talk. Watching that movie again, I'm like, this is the way the Avengers were meant to
He set the pace, but I like what the Russos are doing.
I do too, but his words, the way he writes, his quips, all this stuff, every single joke in that movie fucking hit when I saw it. Even watching it today, I was just like, holy fuck, this is good.
Very well put together.
That movie, I would call it the ultimate background sound movie. Like, you could put that movie on, or if you're flipping through channels and it's on, I guarantee you're
gonna
stop
and watch it.
Yes.
It's like, well, this is what I'm doing for the next 2 hours.
Right. Well, yeah. Here's my afternoon.
I did want to mention, though, in Captain America, they didn't show him unfreezing until I think they do a flashback in this movie of showing him on ice. You guys know that's a real thing now, where they can bring people back from the dead.
Yeah,
frozen state.
Yeah. There's actually this service. I think it's in the UK where they're like, you'll sign up with them, and they said the hospital will call us 5 minutes or like within an hour before you die, because technically you're still alive even after you're technically dead, and they'll come in, put your ass on ice, and then when they find a cure for whatever kills you,
that's where Disney's
see if they can bring you back.
Right. But also there was a woman who was flash frozen, leaving her car like in the 80s, like mid 80s, and she was only like a few hundred yards away from her friend's house, and her car broke down. She was frozen in like an hour. They found her like 17 to like maybe a day later, completely frozen. Unfroze her, no loss of brain function, everything else. She completely fucking went back to normal. They thawed her ass out. She was frozen fucking solid. She still lived to tell the fucking tale.
There was a guy in Pennsylvania that happened. He went out with some friends, fell into a fucking snowdrift after he was drunk. 24 hours later, they found him. He was frozen. They brought him back to life. He was fine.
So, yeah, that's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Wow,
That's
that's a different fucking podcast.
I know that is,
yeah.
but I thought that was so
That
cool.
that is very intriguing because I want to delve into like how your fucking whole heart and your aging system slows down. And
Well, they have
else.
the cryogenic freezing now. You can
Right,
literally
I
go down the
understand
road
that.
and do that where they freeze you for 30 seconds at a time, and it's supposed to slow down the aging.
Yeah, I got one
process.
actually.
Joe Rogan talks
I got one
about it.
right next door to my fucking apartment. I think we're gonna do it next week.
Yeah, the cryo freeze.
I'm not playing.
I'm just waiting for it to snow. I'm just gonna jump in the drift.
I'm gonna wait for there to be a massive fucking storm and hope there's a power outage whenever I'm frozen.
I'm just gonna get a bunch of ice cubes and sit in the tub and go, I'm de-aging.
Yeah.
So back to the movie. I mean, when you saw it, what did you think the first time? Other than the nerdgasm.
It was the greatest thing ever. Seeing all my favorite superheroes I've come to like love and really enjoy their movies all in one fucking movie, all in the same scene.
I'm almost
God
with
damn.
you. Edit Batman in there too, like in
Yeah.
the background, just
Yeah, he's
chilling.
right.
Yeah,
But still.
then we'd be good. Yeah,
And I love that like fucking they made Bruce Banner a lot more badass. To me, I found that they found him more menacing as regular Bruce Banner than they did the Hulk.
Well, that scene with Black Widow meeting him in the beginning.
Don't lie to me.
So they do like some little subtle fucking nuances there, and she says something to him about whatever he tells about trying to kill himself, and the other guy spit the bullet out.
yeah.
And she goes, she said something,
that was a badass thing.
and he said, she said something, and he's like, well, some people don't get what they want, and he's rocking a baby carriage, saying that he wants a fucking child, but he can't have a normal life.
And
Like, it's just little fucking subtle
dude, I didn't even
nuances
realize
like
that.
But then, where he's like, answer me! And then she's automatically...
and he's like, I'm
fucking-
just testing you.
Everybody's like fucking closing in on the fucking hut already. They're like,
So
this
good.
guy is gonna fuck things up. The fight with him and Thor inside the fucking
I saw
helicarrier.
that fight the other
Holy
day.
shit.
And that
Like-
starts what we eventually get in Ragnarok. They pay off that
Oh, my
relationship
God.
of the competition, fuck you, but
Yeah.
I like you, competition bromance.
Yeah.
And
I'm
then-
stronger. No, I'm stronger.
Yeah,
no,
literally,
I'm stronger. No,
Whenever
I'm
they
stronger.
jump into the building at the end, they're just standing there for a second, and he punches them. I'm like, fucking awesome.
He's trying to pick up Mjolnir, and he tears through the ship,
Yeah.
not moving it. That's how
Yep.
fucking strong he is. He's fucking pushing holes into the bottom of the fucking helicarrier.
And let's talk about Ruffalo. Like you said, you liked him better than
To me, he's always going to be Banner.
oh, yeah.
How about that design? That Hulk design that goes back to the classic Hulk look?
Yeah.
Fucking done.
Also, Lou Ferrigno and Mark Ruffalo co-voiced Hulk.
That's right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I love the design. I think this is the Hulk that we wanted and needed and finally sold that character.
Well, especially whenever they get to Ragnarok. But
And
yes.
I was watching this thing the other day on YouTube. It was like, I remember when I saw it in theaters, I was legit scared in the whole Black Widow Hulk scene where they were in the carrier and she was like having to hide from him, and like for some reason it just like kind of like creeped me out a bit just seeing him run and she running. She's like,
Oh, and he's just tearing through all the doorways. Yeah.
He just gives
through
no
his shoulders.
fucks.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's the best Hulk, hands down.
But then that whole scene following that, them falling to Earth and fucking Iron Man comes down. So they got a fucking Mexican standoff going on between them.
Thor is talking to Loki. Iron Man just takes him out of nowhere, throws him into the wilderness there, and then they
Yeah.
start fighting. And then Captain shows up.
Cap
So
shows up, yeah.
and that's what it is. And then that's the first. I think the fact that they had them fight each other, which is what you wanted to see, was really great to show that each of them had a confrontation of some sort. They weren't going to be a team that worked together.
And also, not one is necessarily stronger than the other.
Right.
They all have their own strengths of why they're able to take on these people because of these combined strengths.
And like I said, there's no weak link, and that dialogue, that Josh Whedon dialogue, is fucking amazing.
I mean,
Robert Downey Jr. steals the fucking show. But for me, this movie works on the merits of every character has just the right amount of character building. There's not a loose end there. Phil Coulson, the death, I like the fact that he dies, and then Nick Fury uses it to his advantage, and they point that out. They're like, he didn't have those cards on him when he died.
Yeah.
It was like, well, they needed the push.
Exactly.
And then Phil Coulson even says they needed the push.
What that was, that's the fucking typical, we're losing at halftime, coach comes into the locker room scene and fucking gives a motivational
You're right.
speech and they go back out and kick
You are
ass.
so fucking right. This is
Yeah.
a sports movie.
Yeah.
That's
Seriously.
Actually, it is a lot like
Yeah.
a sports movie. Holy fuck. Wow.
So, they're down and out.
And I want to mention real quick, we forgot to mention the glue of the phase one was Coulson. Agent
Oh
Coulson.
yeah,
We
man!
forgot to
I
mention
don't recall not hearing a single gasp out of, like, everybody gasped in the movie theaters whenever they saw that he fucking died. They're like, like, because of the whole relationship that he's like the wrangler of all the
He's like the
Avengers.
liaison
You know,
between the
yeah,
heroes
exactly.
and,
He has a
Shield.
good rapport with Pepper Potts. Tony Stark's is kind of jealous of it, but he still respects him. You know, just these little fucking things. They built his character up so much, which is why it was somewhat of a relief to see him in Captain Marvel, obviously. Right. Nobody watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so they don't realize that
He's back.
still... Yeah,
he's still
but either way, you know, whenever he died, like, everybody
That
just
shit
like...
sucks. I remember
But-
thinking, oh, this sucks.
Loki goes on his fucking villain rant, and
He monologues.
he
a
gets
lot.
yeah, exactly.
A lot.
You caught me monologuing, you son of a bitch. Yeah, Coulson caught him monologuing.
It's true. He monologues so much in that fucking movie.
When doesn't he monologue?
That's true, but I like him, and that's the thing.
I think that's part of it, because he wants you to think that he's doing this, but he's the god of mischief.
Yes.
He's tricking you
And
the
that's
whole
what I'm
fucking
saying.
time.
Picking him as the villain, which I guess was what Marvel wanted to do the whole time. They didn't know they were going to
They
have
didn't want to do that the whole time. They didn't realize until they saw Thor.
and they realized how good he was.
Yeah.
But they didn't know they were going to do Thanos either at the end of that.
No.
It was Josh Whedon who said, we should have Thanos at the end of it.
Well, we're already building towards the Avengers. Well, I mean, they have a enemy with no face in this movie, pretty much. The
Exactly.
Chitauri. Who gives a fuck about the Chitauri?
Dude, so good. Let's talk about that final scene. That is the most epic
The
battle
shawarma
scene.
scene?
Jesus
No,
Christ.
the
The final battle.
Battle in New York.
Dude, that is like a 25-minute battle scene.
Oh my God.
And what they said is they had filmed everything, and they went and they saw Transformers 3, the good Transformers as I call it. And they went, this is so epic, we have to outdo this. And they went back and refilmed a bunch of stuff and outdid it.
Yeah.
That is, to me, and it's still, watching it today, you can follow all the action. You can follow all the characters. You are provided with a moving splash page. It is killer how good that fucking battle scene is.
You learn of Bruce Banner being able to contain the rage of the Hulk and release it at any
That
time
line
that he
where he
wishes.
goes,
I'm always angry.
Yeah.
See how many quotable fucking lines are in this movie?
Exactly.
I'm talking about, like, we've literally just pulled shit
And
out
then
like
just goes on a fucking rampage.
Right.
Hulk smash.
And
And Hulk.
And that fucking smile.
Smash.
and Hulk smash.
Yeah.
And, he looks at,
God
and then whenever he takes
damn.
Loki and he does that thing, and then the callback.
Yes,
to
the
Thor
Loki
Ragnarok.
fucking thing.
Whenever he says
No, but no, wait. Walking away. Puny God.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So good. And then when they do it in Thor Ragnarok, when he smashes them the exact same way.
Even before that, Robert Downey Jr. We have a Hulk.
Yes.
They call
Yes.
And we
Loki.
have a hope.
Yes, exactly.
So my
You gotta look
favorite
that
part
up.
was whenever it goes, sir, power at 400%, and it goes, well, look at that.
Yeah, exactly.
Hulk
Yeah,
is
that
so
was
good.
yeah. Ultron. Fuck yes.
Ah, dude, I love
Hulkbuster armor was dope.
I legit love this fucking movie. I
Yeah.
think this is everything they promised. And like I said, that line at the end where he goes, we didn't go on faith, we went on a promise, or something like that. They were talking about this promise of this movie.
Everything
end.
leading up to it, and this
And
is what they delivered.
What I really loved about this one, it set up Tony Stark to be a seriously more dynamic character with and this kind of gave me an idea for like a fucking comic I want to do, like a superhero that has PTSD because he's just reliving all the shit that he saw, and that's touched on in Iron Man 3.
Yes.
Where he's fucking going through nightmares. And
When he
shit,
has
not
panic
sleeping.
attacks, and he has like, I felt like a heart attack, he's like, stop talking. As people who've had panic attacks,
Yes.
we know, you know then, that when you have a panic attack, people will talk and you're just like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
I'm
Leave
having
me the
I
fuck
need to
alone.
breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me go.
Just let me do my
Talk
thing
myself
right
down.
now. I'm good. Shut
Yeah.
up. What, you're freaking me out. You're freaking me
Yeah,
out.
I think I had a heart attack.
But
Seriously.
we will get to that when we talk about Phase 3. Anything else we want to talk about Avengers, though? I mean, I could suck the dick of Avengers all day long. Javi could if it was Thor.
Yeah. Well, not that Thor. Long hair. No.
You don't like long hair?
I like short hair Thor.
Yeah,
That's the Thor.
Oh, dude, no,
That's
I'm,
the Thor
I'm
that
right
could
there
peg
with you. Fucking Ragnarok Thor is Thor now.
Yeah. It's got to be that Thor.
Dick-sucking Thor.
And Hulk has to be that Hulk or better.
yeah.
But that Hulk is the
Big
quintessential fucking Hulk. Like that's the main. I've always been
Yeah.
I've always been a huge Incredible Hulk fan.
Dude, let's talk about that. The promise of this since we were children. I'm looking at that puzzle up there. It has all the first issue things on it that I have on the wall there. what does this mean? Like, when you were kids like me, did you read these comics? To see these characters finally come to the screen and then to join each other, like, I never imagined we would ever get that.
No.
Okay, so I used to read Wizard magazine a lot.
Hell yeah, I read Wizard all the time.
Yeah. So I started reading Wizard whenever it was issue number 5.
Mm-hmm.
For it, like, it started really picking up. But even then, they pre-hypothesized dream lineups for movies.
Yeah, they would cast
And
movies.
the first one that I saw was X-Men.
And it had Professor X as Patrick
Stewart.
Yeah, I remember.
Had Wolverine.
Was it Kurt Russell?
Robert De Niro.
Okay.
Really?
Which would have been a fucking great Wolverine at that time. Obviously, Arnold Schwarzenegger
You
was
looking
Colossus.
at me? You looking at me? Schnick,
Yeah.
schnick.
But I'm just saying, like, he had the attitude like the fucking hard ass that, the little guy. Actually, is Wizard number 6. It's got the issue. It's Hulk on the front. He's smashing the wizard hat. And it's drawn by Sam Keith, the guy who did the Max comics.
Yeah.
So it was his version of Hulk on the cover. But inside that one, they have a lineup for what they decided should be the X-Men movie. 2000, X-Men comes out.
Right.
And it's like, holy shit. Like,
That was the promise. That was the beginning of it.
So this was from like number 6 Wizard, I think, came in like 92, 93.
Dude,
I was
you're
like
so
10 or
right.
11 years old. And then I'm a junior in high school.
I'm so happy you brought that up because I would always think about that too, that casting thing from Wizard.
Oh, yeah.
And I would be like, you're right, Patrick Stewart would be good. They'd never do that.
And then
boom.
fucking lo and behold, yeah.
So anyhow.
And then 2000, junior in high school, X-Men movie comes out. It's like, dude, they're fucking doing it.
Yeah.
They're finally fucking doing
And
it.
it was good.
Like, because before that, all we had was Superman and Batman.
Well, you gotta know, Marvel took a big risk with this. They were in bankruptcy. The reason they sold the film rights for a lot of the characters was so they could stay
Oh,
out
yeah.
of it. So that's why they lost a lot of their main characters.
That's why Fox made X-Men.
Did anyone give a fuck about Iron Man before Iron Man came out?
No.
Nope.
Fuck no. Did you guys
I
care about
had
it at all?
plenty of fucking comics that I traded to friends for like a handful of Iron Man comics, but I rarely ever read them.
Right.
Same with Doctor Strange. Pretty much the entirety of the Avengers, I did not
Right.
give a fuck about.
Yeah, it's
I
like,
was
I
more
have those
about
comics too.
X-Men, Moon Knight, fucking
Right. Spider-Man,
Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider.
No,
And
I was way into Ghost Rider. I fucking loved Ghost Rider.
that's what I'm talking about.
But even as a kid, I would read the comics. I did not give a shit.
Didn't give a shit. Didn't care
And
about
then
him.
Iron Man came out. Oh, also, like, it kind of re-engaged my love for Iron Man.
I remember reading the compilation books that they would have, the issues number 1. Like I said, Fantastic Four is my favorite of the Marvel characters because I'd read that over and over again. I liked reading Hulk. I liked reading Spider-Man. I'd skip Thor. I'd skip Captain America. I'd skip Iron Man. I didn't give a fuck about these characters. To take their B tier and make it their A tier is insane.
Well, to
Absolutely
them, that
insane.
always was their selling point, though. Avengers was their highest grossing comic, I believe. Like in the 60s and 70s, whenever Jack Kirby and Stan Lee were still doing this shit. So, I mean, it's homage to the golden age of Marvel, I
Right.
guess.
And so,
Right.
but once again, to see these characters eventually get these movies and to have the promise of putting characters together in that way so they could fit
Oh,
there.
it's amazing.
It's unbelievable. And then to nail the fucking landing the way they did with Avengers is un-goddamn believable.
Well, they set a tone for the way that we see movies now and the way that people fucking think about the movies that they make.
Changed it.
So, everybody's trying to make a franchise out of something now because of
Right.
this shit.
I mean, whether it's DC trying to copy it, whether
Yeah.
it's the Universal Monster movies trying to copy it,
fucking
everything's got to be franchised this way.
Hunger Games,
Hunger
fucking
Games.
everything else, Harry Potter.
You're right. If it's not a franchise, there's no reason. Harry Potter went to the extreme where they started doing the prequel movies now. So yeah, you're right. They changed the way the game is done, but they've made all the monies, and they will continue to make all the monies, and they earned it.
Well, we'll see about what happens in Phase 4 after this last...
I'm very nervous for Phase 4.
Yeah.
I think it's going to go down.
I think it's going to be interesting. But anyhow, that concludes Phase 1. Join us next time when we talk about Phase 2. This has been Duck. I've been here with
Jake.
and
Javi.
y'all. Thank you so much for listening. Please stay tuned for more.
Welcome to Season 2, motherfucker!
Season 2, bitches!
And there it is. Thank you so much for checking out the podcast today. If you have enjoyed it, please do not forget, share with your friends. That is how we grow the network. And if this is your first time listening, head over to your favorite podcast app, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, iTunes, and give We Are Podcast a like. And if you've enjoyed this podcast, you're going to love the other podcast here on the We Are Podcast Network. We have We Are Bagu, a video game podcast featuring me and Dr. Ethan Eastwood. That's where we talk Atari to Steam and everything in between. Don't forget Heroes Gyros, a Dungeons and Distractions side quest. Me and the boys were sitting down, we're playing some D&D, we're having so much fun. You can go and start that from the beginning of the journey, Season 1, Episode 1. You're going to love it all the way through. And finally, I Hate Being Sober. Personal stories from epic people. I'm going to sit down with some of the most epic people I've ever met in this world, and we're going to talk about their life, we're going to talk about their trials and tribulations, and we're just going to talk about their journey this far. Head on over to our social media. All links can be found in the description. You can find us at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at /WeArePodcast. Also, head over to the Facebook group, We Are Era. We would love to see you in that group. And don't forget, if you've enjoyed the podcast today, share it with your friends. That's the only way we can grow this network. With that said, do not forget, support local comedy in any way that you can. We really do appreciate it. We'll see you next time.